She is so freaking cool. Welcome to Mega Man Rock and Roll, my third roll review, and one that I promise will be more interesting. I hope will become more interesting later as we get further in and more things develop, but for now, the very simple premise here is that Roll has a double jump and not a charge shot, and that's it. And like, right off the bat, this is just like a very simplified version of what Mega Man and Bass did. Which I think is probably for the best. It lets the level design be not completely broken as often. There's all like, okay. Like, it does have the same, like, core issue of, like, I say issue, I'm actually more than completely fine with it personally, which is, but, like, it is inherently unbalanced in the sense that, like, the charge shot will be much less valuable late game as you get access to more Robot Master weapons, while the double jump will only become more valuable as the platforming gets tougher. So, right here is where the letter would be if I hadn't picked it up while I was doing practice runs, because this is definitely one of the tougher fan games I've played, in my opinion. Like, I definitely wouldn't recommend it as, like, a first fan game, despite how much I love it. I mean, it has Roll. Of course I love it. I'm not difficult to please. Like, here's an E-tank, which are thankfully in this game. You can only carry 3 and a W-tank, but I'm fine with that. Small price to pay. You also have the energy balancer by default, which is lovely. Like, that is a nice bit of quality of life. Then, right here. And then slide back, because otherwise you won't get out fast enough. And there we go. Yeah, just... How many lives do I have? I have... This is good. This is good. Like... So, Missile Man... If I were good, I would have been able to jump up there. I've done it before. I've done it earlier today, during one of my practice runs. Like, I haven't actually beaten Missile Man as Roll during those practice runs, I should point out. So, like... Okay. You know, there's not really much benefit to going up there anyway. Yeah, sure. I feel good about this run. Like, I got free E-Tank. Like, might as well get this going. Like, if I have to brute force it, so be it. Better to brute force it now and get a special weapon to get the weakness chain started. So, yeah. As I was saying, this game is very much designed around, like, switching characters to how to the characters you want to use in the Robot Master stages. And this game is kind of hard. So the fact that I'm doing a bit of a roll-only one is definitely a decision I am making, knowing how hard this game is. At least for me. But a roll run only one I will be doing. So yeah, So right off the bat, you can see that the title screen is very much Mega Man X inspired. I also like the background usage. Right down to having a setting to see some lore about each one. As well as the names of the stage, so we just went to a missile base and dealt with a military defense robot. I am a huge fan of Polar Woman in particular. I'm shocking, I know. But yeah. But we'll save her for a bit later, because we're gonna do Tideman next. That's next in the order. Although, before we do that, I want to show this. A lot of overlap, a lot of this Quick-Man style overlapping portraits, which is fun. I will also point out that the way the stage is laid out, the stage list is laid out, also takes a cue from Mega Man X5, of all things, because they're actually organized. The rock letters are on this side, and then the roll letters are on this side, and simply following the weakness order will not get you the upgrades, these optional upgrades as fast as possible. So if you want to get them early, or as early as possible, you have to break weakness order, and that creates a nice dynamic. It's a dynamic decision to make on the stage list. I started with a Missile Man as a way of balancing that a bit. I'll have rolls upgrade by stage 6. Or I guess specifically one of the character upgrades. By starting with Missile Man, which I think is... And Missile Man's weapon is also pretty good. I mean, I think all of the weapons and the special weapons in this game are pretty good. Like, in their own right. Like one of them is kind of finicky at worst. Most of these are, and that's kind of why I feel like this is going to have to be a longer... Right, so Yeah, these actually punish you pretty harsh for getting the eggs, unlike Gemini, the ones that appeared in Gemini Man stage. So that's something to consider. You need to fully get around with a bit of precision, though. Oh gosh. Yep. Oh. I am silly. Well, yeah, I should grab that letter. Because I can't actually do a roll-only run. I'm not a full roll-only run. Just that only applies to Robot Master stages. This game does force you to play as both characters for certain stages, which I think is nice. I actually like that. Like, it's let some of the stages be designed specifically around. Oh hey, nice one up. I'm probably going to need that. Yeah, life and lives are very much a part of this. Lives and tank management are very much a part of this game's difficulty. There's no shop where you can easily buy a bunch of E-tanks, so... Like... That is something you have to consider. Oh gosh. Hold on. There. Heal. There. Damn it. All that healing just to immediately use it to... At least I'm alive. I spoke too soon. Like, clearly. It's fine. Yeah. Getting to use the double jump in a water level is nice at least. Oh gosh. See, I keep talking rather than thinking, and it's a bit about, like, what I need to be doing in order to not die, and that has effects. I feel like there's a lot of this game, enemies in this game, that just don't seem to drop health, like, or like have drops at all. And like, drops are pretty rare in general beyond, like, outside of that. Like, a lot of, like, this game does feel a lot like an endurance test, so... That's with its difficulty. I mean, like... And that can be fun, of course. I do enjoy it, but... Like, gosh. Golly gee, this sure is a... This game sure is, tough. At the very least, getting a game over doesn't, like... You don't have to... doesn't like take away your progress towards the upgrades. That is an option if you are having that much trouble, is to just go get the upgrade pieces first before trying to deal with the Robot Master. I just opted to grab a few extra E-tanks and brute force one, but those are both via, like, that. There are, like, ways you can make these stages a bit easier, which is good, because, again, this is a pretty tough game. Like, I say that a lot, and saying that a lot, I'm aware, but I mean it. Nope. This is one that I very much still get my ass kicked by. Like, oh gosh. Hold on. There. Alright. Yep. This is a fun idea, just a boss that baits you with a health pickup, with a fake health pickup as a angler fish. That's fun. It'll feel a bit mean if you fall for it, but it's fun. It's a fun concept. Probably should have. In retrospect, I probably should try using my special weapon against it. That probably would have helped. Like, this is probably a stage that's better for rock, honestly, just because, like, you already have the general water physics making your jumps easier, usually. Like, at least I find them easier, maybe. And for the most part, like, most of the things pushing you into spikes are the bubble columns anyway. Which... like... oh gosh. At the same time, there are definitely plenty of enemies that are clearly tough. Gosh. Okay, can I please? Okay. Gosh, there. Alright, I'm just gonna say... Right. Yep. Oh gosh. Right, it's a darkness level as well as a water level, of course. What? Right, that's an active hitbox. Right, I forgot about that. Fuck. Yeah. Second half of this level is not so great. Okay, well, knowing that there's a energy refill right before the mid-boss, I should start using this to one-shot these guys. Because they're pretty annoying. And then, same with you. If I hit, that would have worked. That probably would have worked. Okay. There. Bam. Josh. Well, at least there's a checkpoint. At least... At least there's that. Okay. I kinda need that. Damn it. It was a calculated risk. But it's one I ultimately lost. Okay. Yeah, Oh, to have the energy balance for anyone. Yeah. Yeah. The game is generous enough to start me off with that. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any health. I'm going to die anyway. Yeah, just start killing these and, like, gosh. Don't let them tear me apart later. Successfully... Damn it. Come on. Dang it, just an energy pickup. Not what I need. So yeah, the blast... Oh. The blast missile works a lot like the drill missile from Mega Man 4. But like, it has... It doesn't have a pathetic amount of energy. A completely pathetic amount of weapon energy. Or like, uses. Which is good, because that was like the main thing holding that weapon back in 4. Like, the fact that its energy consumption was so bad. Okay. I don't like this. I was right to not like this. Yeah, and, like... Have I mentioned that I'm not a fan of darkness levels? Because I'm not a fan of darkness levels. I'm not even getting the double tank. Okay, that's a light source. I'm actually going to spare it on that alone. That genuinely helps me more than it frightens me. If you paid attention to the background there, you might have saw something. A bit of foreshadowing. And I might be dead. Literal foreshadowing. Gosh. Tell you what, I'm gonna skip ahead to whenever I get back to the end of the darkness level. Okay, that's a little later than I intended to switch back. I don't have any extra lives, so I am just going to die. Probably. Depends on how... Okay. I didn't think that would... Okay. Right. Well, there's Title Man. Dealt with. After how much the stage kicked my ass, I didn't expect it to go quite so smoothly. With less than half a health bar and not a full energy bar, but... Yeah, I love these, like, animations showing off their utility. Like... So... And now we have Rush Coil. So that... Or at least Rock does. I don't think Roll does. But that's fine. Let's go take on Drake, man. So... Trakeman is another stage I practiced a bit, but I didn't get all that far in it despite that. So, this is gonna go great, I'm sure. Yeah, roll doesn't get rushed at. That's a rock only thing, which is fine. But I guess I was misremembering. There are more differences than that in like the utilities you get. That is on me. I am silly. Apologies to Rock and Roll for initially misrepresenting it in that sense. Okay, I need to go. Right. Damn it. I needed to slide. Yeah, that one's gonna be a fair bit harder than a lot of the other letters. I mean... It, on account of being such a time-sensitive challenge. Oh gosh. Not doing great there. God. Alright, come on. Go down. Now. Yeah. Yeah, the Susies take a lot of hits from the Roll Buster, which is... Oh gosh. Nah. Yep. I am... In fact, a lot of bulky enemies in this stage, honestly. There we go. Alright. Here, I'm gonna switch to Blast Missile here, because I want to know if that can one-shot these Susies. Yes, it can. Lovely, lovely. That helps a lot. Or at least it would if I were good. It's useful information. Actually, here. Okay, it does one-shot them, but it also breaks instantly, so I'm not sure that's worth. It does protect from those, that's actually very nice. Alright. Oh yeah, it protects from a lot. Well, you can't slide into a Susie and have it protect me, so... Really wish I picked that up. Got it! Alright. some weapon energy too. I should refill the shield buffle then. Just to make sure I have enough for the boss. And it's a good thing I was at a checkpoint there. Although, I don't know why. That's a bit scary. Come on. Right now. Thinking of there's something to go that way for, and then you have one of the later items, but I say items, what do you call the pets to distinguish them from the items? Because that's kind of... Because, like, that's their function, sure, but, like, they're characters in their own right. I can't say rush forms here, because not all of them are rush, because roll doesn't get rush. Oh gosh, that is... Well, here, as we saw in the cutscene upon getting this weapon, you can do that, and welcome to hell, or... That's a bit disingenuous. But you might recognize the, theming here. Oh god, yeah, right down to the, Mega Man 1 classic of having enemies in the boss corridors. Yeah, I can see why they phased that one out. Instantly. Alright, well... Presumably, I use water to put out Fireman, right? Even has the music, it's actually quite... Oh. No! That is not his weakness, at all. Okay, this is gonna be... a bit tougher than I thought. Let's get back to fire. Alright, here we are. So... It is a bit intimidating not having E-tanks here, but... It is Fireman. He was a boss you fought without E-tanks in the original and was designed to be fought with the Buster. Like, Rolla still has an advantage with the double jump. Making it just a bit easier to dodge his attacks. You know, assuming I actually use it properly. And the slide as well, because that was also not something you had in Mega Man 1. I think he has a couple new attacks, but like... nothing that makes up for... And now he's your friend. So... Yeah, there's actually several optional Robot Master fights like that. And They're foreshadowed at the very start in the game in the first tutorial stage. So once you find one of them, you understand the assignment. There's 4 in total. I think that's a very fun idea for a collectible. And they will be very important later, but for now... This is one of the bosses I find more difficult to use the weakness against. Since you kinda gotta get close to it. To him. To deal the damage. Damn it, suddenly I do wish I picked up that, W tank back in Vital Man stage. Is Blast Missile any good? No? Alright. Well. I mean, at least this time I don't have to beat Fireman again, so... Back. Unpause recording. Back. In the past. Dying a fair bit, because... I'm sure, but... Right. Yeah. This guy really likes clinging to the wall like he's a fucking ex-boss. That can, like, where you can like he's in a game where you can chase him. It's fine. Once you actually can get the bubbles on them, they do good damage. They do more damage than they lose energy, so yeah. It does come down a lot to, like, timing the bursts. There's Fire Breath. Which indeed melts ice. I feel like it's not too hard to see where to go from here. I love her. Right. So... Oh no, I can just... It's still labeled the Mega Buster. I guess that makes sense. I feel like it should have its own name, but... Well... Shouldn't it be like the P, like in Mega Man 1? Since... I mean, that would be it, since it works more akin to that game than the, rather than having a charge shot, which I don't know. It doesn't really matter. A nice thing about getting the Blast Missile early is that it kinda just functions as a pseudo charge shot for roll. which is obviously quite helpful in a lot of situations. And the fire breath similarly has a fair amount of value for the exact same reason. Okay, does the bubble, like, let me... No. Well... Maybe I'm thinking the missile? I'm sure something kills those, I just don't know if I have it. But I'm gonna try. Right. But yeah, it's not a buster replacement by any means. It's a lot slower, and it doesn't really have the same, like, piercing trajectory, but it does help make up the damage quite a bit. And that's quite nice. Now, yeah, it always scares me to, like, be in the center of these because they remind me of the Mario 2 whales. And those had the stupidest thing where like, the thing where, like, the top of the spout was still a platform as you would expect, but the middle, the line leading up to it actually did damage to you rather than pushing you up to the platform. Alright, here. Nope, I missed. This is unfortunate. There. Yep. You can I think you can like, it seems... Hold on, let me... Yeah, you can kinda angle it like Hard Knuckle too, so... Like, it's a combination of Hard Knuckle and the Drill Missile, which makes it very fun. Like, with like, how much you can do with it. Like, I'm sure if I get better, I can do some absolutely crazy, land some absolutely crazy shots with it. But for the time being, I should probably just try and focus on not being completely terrible at this game. But, like, this kind of, like, finally leads me into the reason that I want to do all of these Robot Master stages. This is the first time I'm reviewing a reviewing a game with its own special weapons, and this is a game where the special weapons were made knowing that Roll would be, like, using them. Like, rather than, like, as opposed to, like, sequel wars where I kinda glossed over them because they were really just the same as from 4. Like, you don't... Like, and to a lesser extent 5 and 6 if you turn those settings on, but, like, they weren't really designed with Roll in mind, so I didn't feel like they were... It was, like, that important to focus on them. To put much focus on them. Like, not so here. I feel like the special weapons in this game very much, in large part, make Roll's moveset in this game as good as it is. Because, like, on paper, it shouldn't be much, but, like, in tandem with the excellent special weapons of this game, she is so much fun to play. And it's also, and that's kind of like a very large part of why I don't really mind the fact that she kind of overtakes Rock because of it. And like this game has good special weapons, and Roll does a great job of like incentivizing you to get good with them. Like the mid-boss entitlement stage, like, if I were doing better, I probably could have, like, quick-killed it with a missile. If I used it, like, properly. Instead of just floundering around the shrimp. Probably... I think what you actually want to do is, like, fire the missile as it spawns the shrimp bots, and then kill the shrimp bots while doing damage to the mini-boss. Oh gosh. I am silly. Can I, like... No, I cannot retry. Okay. I think... Okay. I still have 2 lives. Like, I'm actually doing pretty well on lives here. For what it's worth. Which is not something I expected to be able to say at this point, so... You know, could be doing worse. Like... it's kind of like a very large part of the reason why I don't really like doing Buster-only challenges, is because I like using all of the... I would rather, like, make challenges that make me want to use more of my toolkit in creative ways than, like, restrict my toolkit. Does that make sense? Like, it's very much the same reason I never did the no achievements challenge in Delph Room. Like, I considered it so much, I actually have a mod on my computer to enable those achievements if I ever did want to, but... Like, just not... But, like, one of the stipulations for that is not putting on armor or any equipment. Or retaining items, and it's just like... That's just, like, restricting my strategic options and forcing me to, like... Basically... And that's just not as fun for me, personally. There we go. Now... Oh. Did not mean to fire that twice. That isn't fine, though. You can use Fire Breath, too. And then also have it refill itself, which is also nice. We can pick up a W tank there. I don't know exactly when I'll find a use for it, but I'm sure I will. Oh, nope, I meant to double jump into the claw, but instead I just jumped out of the claw. Oh no. This is unfortunate. I am... Alright. Nope. Oh dear, alright. Yeah, this is... definitely feeling like a tougher part of the stage. Which, I mean, it is near the end of the stage and it has water, so that would make sense. Yeah, the ice level is a better water level than the water level. I feel like that says something about water levels in general. But then again, it might just be saying something about darkness levels in this particular case. Like, I get the idea thematically, like, Deep Ocean is super dark and spooky. That doesn't mean I'm a fan of it. Of, like, combining those in gameplay. Alright, now where... Was that it? I think, yeah, that's the third roll letter, isn't it? Yeah, just... very annoyingly well hit, but... I mean... Oh, I remembered that it was behind the waterfall. But hey, I suppose gamers are accustomed to that. To, like, the concept of secrets behind waterfalls, so... Right, let's fire prep. But she is so cute. I'm going to get distracted by how cute she is. This is a problem. I need to focus to not die. Okay. Oh gosh. Yeah, shocking nobody, I am in fact a fan of the Ice Woman. Snow Roller. Yeah, Mario Ice Ball type attack, but also there's its utility. Linka! Dr. Cossack too, which is also a nice nod to the lore because Dr. Cossack created Beat. I also like how Kalinka is the one who apparently was upgrading Beat. Like, like, finishing the upgrades on Beat. Very cute. Alright. So, right next in the weakness order is Reactor Man. So let's... Now, this game is tough in general. I remember this being one of the tougher stages, and I think I can see why. Yeah, those sure are quick lasers. But, like, different. But, like, still very much insta-kill. Like, I remember this, only the slightest sliver needs to touch you for you to die instantly. It's a bit scary. And I'm a dumbass, on top of that. Oh, I guess it works out because I already run out of... I was low on lives anyway, so... Like... We have beat now. You can use this to kill through the shield there. Which is quite nice. Also being able to angle it so that they don't go in the direction you expect, no issue. At least in theory. Speaking of theory, alright, so... I need some way to hit this button. Snowball won't bounce like that. I don't think I'm starting to think I don't have one. Can't angle Fire Breath. Missile doesn't angle that far down. Yeah, it looks like I just don't have the... Bubble just doesn't have range. Much range to speak of. Beat might have been able to do it, but... Meh. There's a lot going on here. Including an instant death board that I forgot about. That's on me. Yeah. Yeah, having that kind of a mini-boss over the instant death definitely contributes to my thoughts about how tough this stage is. In particular. Even when it's being compared to a game with plenty of tough stages. Like all of the stages. Like a game that's particularly hard in the beginning. Alright. You know what? E-tanks are pretty valuable. I really should, like, try to. Alright, then. Hello. There's the letter K. We're actually gonna refill the so that we can try using it to get an E-tank. The E-tank when I pop it. I guess. Wait, I probably hit the checkpoint by now anyway, so it don't matter. It'll still be nice to be able to fly. Yeah, here's... It's time for Instant Death Hazard Part 2. Certifiably not my favorite. Just had to take the damage there to survive. Alright, now here's the cooling part. That's pretty cool. Now let's... That will transition into a reference I do not get. Or at least I didn't when I played it, I think. Maybe I played the game this guy was from since then, but I don't remember. So, I guess I still don't get it. I fortunately do have lives. I unfortunately do not remember what this guy is used to, if anything. In fact, I am going to double check myself, because... Okay, I don't have it. That is a bit of an issue. Do I backtrack for this guy? Maybe I do. Like, he is kind of tough on account of how fast these attacks are. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna skip him for now. He'll be much more manageable. And after beating Ghost Woman's stage. Damn it. So let's missile. Yeah. Now we're talking. Alright. Let's try using these. That didn't quite work out. Okay, here we go. And we still go this way because there's health pickup, which I very much need after that boss. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, I think at this point it's a missile's pretty decent against mid-bosses. Come on. Alright, I'm... There. Gosh. Damn it! I was so close to the health pickup. There, there. Fine. Just fine. Fire breath. Lovely. There. Oh. Damn it. Also, yes, the lasers are legally considered solid objects. Somehow. I guess just so you don't have... Wait, I don't even know. There we go. Nice. Bubble. Bubble. No! Oh dear. Alright, let's... Alright. Back in the ice area, there's Eddie. Popping in right where Baggerman, the boss room, would have led us, and then... Bubble up again. Phew! Got saved by the telly of all things. Oh, good, bubble won't protect us from these. Alright. Yep. Now they just spawn charged. Oh. Okay, wait. Fuck. Missile? Yeah. Alright. Don't have any E things. So, Reactor Man. Man. Right off the bat, you can see just how dangerous he is. So... I'll try using this weakness. You can theoretically stun lock him, but it's a lot harder. It's not going to be a dual effort boss like fucking Spark Anvil was. Oh dear. It took a while to get back here, but I'm at full health too, which is nice. Oh, it got stuck inside him, oh gosh. That sounds terrible, I wish I didn't say it like that, fuck. Damn it. It took me like 10 minutes to get back there, oh my god. Alright, back here. Let's, The Rolling Snowball is the oldest trick in the book. See? Right here on page 1. Finally! Okay. Right. Yeah, the boss, like, is tough, but, like, not, like, with the, not too bad. Getting to him to attempt in the first place is a bigger issue, to say the least. Alright, let's finally go try and blast Ghost Woman. Maybe that wasn't the best wording. Possibly. That's a possibility. Now... yeah, I shouldn't be using this so much. I kind of probably need it for something. Speaking of... okay, fortunately the pseudo charge shot also applies to these. This is good news. I'm actually... let's try to see if we can... no? I'm gonna check. Right, alright, so... yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I just wanted to... like, the logical weakness... it's a logical weakness, thankfully. So, yeah. The missile is indeed your barrier-busting attack, so use it on the shield guy. Yay. Then from there we can... Probably Fire Breath these? No. No, let's Blast Missile again. They do have little shields, so... Maybe that's meant to indicate that you want to use Blast Missile on them? I don't know. Fire is super effective against Bug in this case. Still not able to... What about the Snowball? What about the Rolling Snowball? I mean, it does freeze them. That is something, I guess. And that doesn't freeze, as I hoped. Alright. Just shoot. Okay. Very good news about being roll. Oh, Yoku spikes. Right, this game has Yoku spikes. Yeah. Yeah, beats a bit slow. Wouldn't have worked for the E-Tank and Reactor Man stage, but that's fine, because... we should only need to skip a few of these use it on a few of these Yoku blocks because Ro can already double jump. This is definitely a use roll stage, in my opinion. Just from the Yoku blocks alone, I feel like that might be a bit obvious. Alright, hold on. Oh. Okay. Take a look. Yep. It's a secret! Well, he is training, so he should be rude to interrupt. E-Tank! Thank you, Nightman. You're very helpful. Right, here's... I'm gonna boss, I'm gonna... A bubble? No. I mean, it did one-shot them, but... yeah, we need that. Damn it. Nope. Alright. And we beat once again. Because the alternative is dealing with Yoku spots. Which are not my favorite, fan-made mechanic. I assume they're fan-made. I can't think of a time, like, an official game uses them. Anyway. No, I attacked these, not the pellet itself. Right, that makes sense. That's... Hold on. Fire Breath to hit the... Oh, I'm out of energy, right? Right. Alright, don't think... Great. None of these seem like particularly great for the snowball. Even though it is genuinely good that it is, because and good for roll that it's a charge attack in its own right. Right here. Beat again. Oh god. And I fucked it up. Like, I pressed the jump button expecting that to make beat go higher and not... And... the... it early? No, you just kinda have to wait for it to take you high, for him to take you higher, which is... certainly a way to implement that. Then I... Just like... Like, at least make it the attack button that you know? Does that mean... Well, no, it's the attack button makes this shoot. Even so, I tried... Pressing up isn't... Maybe pressing up. Like, pressing... Like, I don't know, it feels weird, but I guess there is... I can't think of a better way to do it at the moment. I don't know. Right, this thing gets lower as we hit the gears, which is... Which also makes its attacks harder to avoid. Have I not gamed over yet? And I feel like I've lost a lot of life on this checkpoint so far, trying to kill that bell, and not getting a game over that refills my weapon energy and lets me start fresh, but it's fine. Okay. Go. Now. Damn it. Yeah. I mean, it's probably for the best. I can do the non-Skullman route and I can try to do a better job of conserving weapon energy. Taking 2 health pickups I didn't need probably doesn't help my weapon energy situation in retrospect, but it's fine. Okay, that's not great, but I expected that to instant kill me from the spiky look of it, so... Okay, So, for the most part, Skullman's sections are easier, but at least... But there is one benefit to going this way. Purple Baton has a, some kind of Mega Man X reference. Has a very high chance of dropping extra lives. So, if you're struggling, like me, I mean, here you go. Alright, so now that I've used the Armored Armadillo reference to max out my lives, yeah, 9 is the cap, why did I grab that? That I'm at full health from the Baton I just grinded on. Well... There we go. Like... Hold on. So does this guy respawn? After a game over? I'd say so, hell yeah. Takes a bit of patience, but you know, small price to pay. Right. There we go. That's some extra healing as well. Very nice. Very nice. Alright. Alright. And that was very much a check. Right. I'm gonna save beat for when I really need it. I do have a lot of extra lives as well, so, like... God damn it. I am most suddenly a lot less confident in my plan, but... if I have to take that L to get the L, so be it. Roll. Epic, alright. It just occurred to me, there should be a button for... I wonder which one it was. Hold on. Did I forget to set it? That is a possibility as well. Hold on. Oh, I can't see it now without leaving the stage, so I'll check later. Man. Alright, damn it. When you get a panic. I panicked slightly, but not enough to jump into the death spikes, which, you know what? If it works, it works. Now, I am very glad I have so many extra lives because... and 2 E tanks and a W tank, because I remember this boss not being easy. Yeah. Yeah, so she can trap you, and then do that. You know what? I'm going to strategically not use her weakness yet and take some more time to learn some of her patterns. Can I mash out of this? Maybe someone else better at mashing could. Alright. So, charge laser. She likes to hide in the shadow, so... makes sense that she'd be weak to a light weapon. Damn it. Now, I want to point out that it is very easy to waste charge laser energy. Which is why I'm being so careful about, tapping it. but right, Soul Trap. So when I said that there was a finicky weapon at worst, I was referring to this one. It's a bit awkward to use the second part of Soul Trap where you attack. That rush tap chat. Double tap rush button. Great. Even better, another cutscene. Jet jump upgrade. Toggle and weapons menu. Lovely. So, before we get into, so let's say we you know what, let's do a bit of backtracking thing, starting with Daggerman, of course, because the Soul Trap is Daggerman's weakness. Damn it. And I am just going to skip ahead when I get back to that, because coming back here, because I think if I remember correctly, Soul Trap is also how you get that E-Tank. Or which for some reason did not make a sound effect. Huh? Alright, here we are. Back in the Daggerman area. I did double check. This is a reference to Super Fighting Robot, which I did play, but it has been a while. Honestly, I mean, if I really want to get like, then I can go back to Ghost Woman stage, but I don't. Need to. But for now, I'm just. But I can. For now, I can just like use it to. Yeah. So this guy's weakness is magic, and his original weakness was magic missile. So now he's weak to the most magical weapon in this game. And that. Now we got another ally. And once again, that puts us right back where Eddie is. But that doesn't really matter because we can just exit. Which we also start with that button, thankfully. And, I mean, while I'm backtracking, using the shield button and bubble and this stage, if I were good, I'm gonna. These are the nearest spikes, awesome. Okay, exit. I'm not doing a great job here. There we go. Secret! I love her. You can jump out of the water with Dawn, which is good, because that actually makes it useful. Yep, she's very cute. And there you can fail to skip any significant portion of the level. But, cute Easter egg that I wanted to show off. And I guess, since we have beat, first off, let me... I did mention this as a place to look for. Potentially look for it with items. And yeah, you can't, like Mega Man 11, you can set an item to this, and yep. E-Tank and this reference that I don't... Can I try, like... I'm just gonna try throwing a bunch of stuff at it. I don't think it'll do anything. But, like... You know. Seems fair to check. Press A to exit, and... But that's enough for now. Let's, head to Beetle Lady's stage. Plant Man runs away, runs away in the background. Fire breath here, or... Probably shouldn't, like... Fire Breath is also easy to waste energy on, but I think I am gonna need it later, so hold on. If memory serves. So... for now, at least, I can... bubble. Yeah, the yellow ones become mobs. It's rather annoying. Bang. Alright, yeah, we can one-shot the spiders with that. This is good. Right. There we go. Wait, frick. No, I was supposed to, like... The actual solution is to ice that. Oh, gosh. With the ice weapon. Which is a weapon that I like and have not been using enough. I am quite possibly silly. Yeah, you can probably figure out where this is going based off this alone. If you are indeed familiar with Mega Man 9. It's actually a fair bit longer than the other similar sections that have. For the extra robot masters. I suppose that makes enough sense. She is awesome after all. Like, they did have to, like, basically, like, no, I guess her and Daggerman both have longer segments. But yeah, she is, of course, based off Hornet Man, or I guess more accurately, Hornet Man is based off of her. If you know how Mega Man 9, anything about Mega Man 9's development, it's probably Honey Woman. I should have really just used the W tank there, honestly. Well, better late than never, I suppose. Yeah, this is another weapon that's very easy to waste energy for, so... Like, that is kind of, like... Yay! A somewhat consistent thing about the weapons in this game, that is kind of the trade-off for all of them being good. At least part of it. Like, general, mostly becomes less of an issue as you go on, because you have more weapons to choose from. Right now. Then... Regardless. And that lets those be dealt with a bit easier when I... There. Gosh, I really don't care. I remember that I can prevent these prematurely. Like, I've kind of just been using it as, like, slightly different hard knuckle a lot of times. But no, like just as an example, bam, 1-up for using that correctly. Easy as that. And here's Beetle Lady. It was a very cute boss fight, but also going to be a pretty tough one, I'm sure. So, hitting her with her weakness normally only does a bit. Hit her beetles, use them against her, that's how you do it. Although her weakness still does 2 damage on the dry hits, so... You don't have to rely on that entirely, on her using a specific attack entirely, which is nice. And yeah, this is a very simple attack, but like very powerful in that. And now finally, here's Dune Woman. Okay, I should be. And in turn, there's the final letter. Oh, use the bubble. Get never eating. Or don't, I was already pulled up on him with my... It's fine. So... Yeah. Alright, well, use the blast missile against the Sniper Joe, since it's the anti-shield weapon. I think that makes sense. And then... Oh, right. Destructible platforms. I am a bit silly. Bam. Alright, I can just summon Beat on the fly. Oh. And it would just be to refill Beat at that point. Alright, let's... Nab this. Bam. Oh, I could've just, like, shot the slugs under him to drop him, couldn't I? That was probably what I was supposed to do. No, it's fine. So... Yeah, just... Yeah, let's try using the snow one, because, like, that's kind of, like, that's, like, one of my favorites. I should be using more. Look at that. When I say it's like a Mario Ice Ball, I do mean that. It's just, like, the default attack is Mario Ice Ball. And then you can charge it for extra damage if you want. Or to just hold it in front of you like Diddy Kong barrel style. As like an impromptu, like, for a defensive option. Like, very good. Anyway, here's Dune Woman herself. And she makes a fake of herself with sand. she controls. So that's why you want to use the Beetle Throne against her. Why put in effort when you can have the gameplay itself for you? That is normally a fairly tricky boss. I mean, the trade-off is that the Beetle Throne does cost a fair bit of energy to set up, but, like, it can just clear rooms for you if you're patient enough to wait for it and have the energy, so... Yeah, like... This is basically the closest thing you get to a screen nuke. That just clears out everything in front of you 90% of the time. Like, why was that a hostile Met just in the lab, though? Question. Alright, well... I think it's only fair that we do one of the stages, the rock and roll stages, to end this off. It'll be a good finale. Rock and roll. Wait, need to... So... I could go for that energy, but, like, what would I have used it on by this point? I guess dying. After dying, yeah, that would be more useful, actually. At least I didn't pick up this one out of habit like I often do. Alright, hold on, let's bubble. Missile. Oh, there was a second one. Alright. The storm deal with this thing. Yes, alright. Just another reason Desert Storm is really good. There are a lot of those. Successfully avoid tripping the lasers too. Or the security system in general, really. Alright, thought I would be able to do that, but I guess not, it's fine. And now we have to switch to... We're forced to switch to rock. In order to do anything. So, I mean, it is, like, the whole reason to use rock. We might as well, like, put some emphasis on the Buster. Which, from the rock letters, does have another layer of charge now. Making it quite juicy. Indeed. And with the charge shot, we can destroy these barriers that Roll wasn't able to. But these aren't very common, to be honest. Like, I don't know why there weren't like more of these in like the Robot Master stages, honestly. Yeah, as you can see, even full-powered charge shot isn't always as effective as one of the special weapons. I mean, obviously, but like, one of the special weapons we've been using as a pseudo-charge shot, so like, trade-offs and all the trade-offs, you know. Plenty to consider, but about what weapon you use. But not to undersell the charge shot's power, that it does still hit very hard without using any of your weapon energy. Which in these rock and roll stages, and Fortress stages in general, means you got more to use on to have Roll use, which I do not remember what she wants to use here. Hold on. Okay, for some reason, this is the only boss in the game that doesn't have the only boss in the game that doesn't have, like, a section on TV tropes, which makes my job slightly harder. And I could just look up a different guide, but I'll have to just fight it normally. Or, like, figure out what its weakness is normally. Doesn't seem like it's Desert Storm. Clear those out, though. Seems like it's Reactor Beam either. A Snow Roller? My beloved? Alright, that seems to work decently well, at least. Still using Desert Storm, though. Huh. Am I crazy? I thought they... No, they don't share weapon energy, they share tanks, right. That's why I was confused. Alright, well... Sorry, I guess I was seeing things. This storm does seem pretty effective, just on... Okay, the ice seems that... The Beetle Storm doesn't seem to be very effective. And... I lost roll. That's not good. Alright, let's... I don't know. Was it just... It was just a fucking missile the whole time, of course. I am just silly. Well, once again, we can use Desert Storm to get rid of those. Hey, you can see how see its defensive value there. Of just having such a big hitbox in front of you. Then there. Alright. Hell yeah. The day is saved thanks to rock and roll, but mostly roll. Oh, that's a Mega Man X reference. Yeah, that was just the top of it. That was quite literally the tip of the ice. Like, that was basically literally the tip of the iceberg. With the power of friendship, now Wily is forced to. No, now Wily actually is a bit scared. But I think that will be the end of this little romp. It's already 2 hours long. Oh gosh. Yeah, that's enough. It has been fun. Overall, I think this is a very good playable role, even if it's not the most in depth on paper. She does she is very fun to play as regardless. And you know what? While I am always going to be a sucker for the melee style combat, I I think being fun is all that really matters at the end of the day. Like I definitely play this over whatever Powered Up was doing. Like the execution matters more than the core idea, and you know what? The execution here is awesome. I think that's the takeaway. That is the lesson for today, I guess. You know, aside from like the importance of the robot master weapons in in general when considering a moveset in a Mega Man game. But that's but regardless, this has been fun, and and that's my role review for today. Or uh, I don't know what will be next, but hopefully it'll be half as fun as this was.